we're live. Hey, happy Memorial Day. How is everybody? Finishing up a couple things here. How is the sound? Finishing up everything around here. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. Let me see. We have 60 FPS, 60 FPS, 60 FPS, 61 FPS, 59 FPS. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. We are multi-streaming, and today we gonna give a hint to this little guy. Yep. That's the plan. If possible, two. Also, we got a lot of things to discuss. Forgot to turn on this light. Got it? Happy Memorial Day. We are doing a Memorial Day stream. Memorial Day stream. Okay. So right now I was building the shoulder for this little guy. And then we'll start on the bean sabers in the back. Okay. There you go. And the other hand. I want to make this guy a handy guy. Welcome, welcome everybody. Also, I do have a few things to do. These two little compounds, we're gonna try better another live stream, but I think I'm gonna try it first on this guy. I don't know if it is cool to be like, forgot to lock the camera and I'm using like a green screen. It's good to lock manual UFO 0 lock. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. What is a live stream without something going wrong, right? KKK. So I do have a few things that we can react to while we build. Let me double check if Twitch, Rumble, Kick, YouTube, and TikTok, everything is working fine. Awesome. Thank you for the hearts, thank you for the follows, thank you for the shares. And here we go. Okay, so we are about to react to something over here, but first, how do you start this hobby? Well,
okay, lay out the pieces, find the cockpit, open the glue, take a sniff, and this will be my life now.
Happy Memorial Day! Happy Memorial Day! Hope everybody's having an awesome Memorial Day. Put those meats in the barbecue. I hope you're having a day that's
nice.
Ay, ay, right now, before putting on, just double checking, I'm with one of those feelings where I'm forgetting something. I don't know what it is, but I know I'm forgetting something. Well, at this moment, I'm gonna like react to this channel is called the Chow Time Pod. Basically, now everybody having to pay their student loans. Now, before that, that was a funny. Oh yeah, this. We're gonna react to a few memes. I heard that this guy's cool. Let's check it out.
The day after Elon Musk says he enjoys fresh air. What if
This
Elon Musk
idiot.
says he likes crazy liberals? No! 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 Welcome back to If You Laugh, You're Conservative.
You're destroying electric cars.
Just look at the vandalism to this
Wow,
$100,000
that's
Tesla
crazy.
Cybertruck. Dozens of Cybertrucks at a parking lot in Fort Lauderdale were spray painted with a vulgar term.
But I thought you've been telling me for so long that this is going to save the world.
This is an unelected group of billionaires, namely Elon Musk, coming into the government without anyone's consent.
The importance on going green was that we're all going to die unless we do it.
Yes.
And now you're taking the most successful electric car company and trying to destroy them.
Number one.
This is 60% of his worth, so he's already lost about 140 billion, and we want to bring them down. Pays a price for this
Wow.
intervention in government that he has no mandate to do.
For the crime of pointing out that maybe the $7 trillion that our federal government's spending has a wee bit of corruption in it.
Sales have dropped across the board, with Europe showing a 49%
That is
fall in
crazy
January and
if you think
February
about
compared
it.
to last year.
This is how dumb it is to vandalize and destroy Teslas.
Now, there's a thing about democracy is that we talk in order not to have violence. They are saying that basically, if we don't get our way, we're gonna have violence, and our violence will destroy your companies. That's crazy. And the fact that they are doing this and the news is saying, oh, this is just protest. Yeah, right.
Not only do they corner the market globally in the automotive industry, they also make up the majority of superchargers. So even if you are driving another electric vehicle, chances are you're going to be using a Tesla supercharger to charge the stupid thing.
I have an opinion about the military. I don't like that we give our military guys 10% discounts.
Wow.
I don't care. As someone who donated a little more than
Hell yeah.
10%
That's crazy.
to your ability to spout nonsense on the internet, if someone offers me a 10% discount on something, especially a large bill, I'm going to take it, and you can kick rocks.
Looks like you need to take 10% off that double chin, Karen.
This is
Zelensky
crazy.
on the
On
voice.
Memorial Day,
What
we
about
had to celebrate
missiles?
like.
What about anti-tank mines?
I had a guy trying to jerk me off in the back of a bus in Vietnam.
You did?
Yeah.
And the guy was gay?
I
You know what their I don't know what their culture is.
So I learned something today. You never really know who people are. There's this dentist that just got busted for drug dealing, lives down the road from me. I've been going to this guy for 12 years, and never would I have guessed that that dude was a dentist.
Wow. Those. You never know people until those moments. Incredible, right, people? Hey, how is the sound? Can y'all tell me if it is A-okay or nay? I would really appreciate. Okay. Y'all ready to continue this crazy parade?
And we gonna role play, all right? You my girl, and you just gonna break up with me.
Oh shit.
Just break up with me, all right?
Just break up with you?
Yeah.
Can I? I'm just asking. Can I use the N-word or not? Hey, Ellis.
Hey, what's up, baby? What's going on?
You know what the fuck's up, boo?
Baby, why you censoring the word nigga? You know you saying
That was a call came in. I ain't censoring shit. I know you've been out there with Mr. Joe petting them fucking white animals.
What? What the? Wait, baby, what?
I know you've been out there with Papa Joe.
Papa Joe.
Petting them little fucking honky muppets.
Shonda, you crazy, baby. Look.
Not as crazy as your homeless ass is.
And at the top of the second half, it's 16-9. Easton leads the scoring with 4.
And that's why she commands $7,000 a year. These gals
Wow.
sure do make it look difficult.
But is having this minor skill worth being so unattractive? That's for the fan to decide.
The WNBA loses money every season.
Oh, did you guys? There are some videos on the internet like showing the people on the benches. Nobody it has a face like they are enjoying it. Nobody. It's crazy. They are like there to like help the her fellow women, but they are not enjoying it.
Someone did the math, and it turned out to be like $80,000 that each player would owe to the WNBA.
The UK is now banning ninja swords because of violent knife crime. The UK has a stabbing problem because they've banned most guns. In just 2023, knife attacks rose by 7%. Ban the guns and they'll bring out the knives. And law-abiding citizens are left defenseless.
This is the reality, liberals. This is what happens when you take the gun.
Oh, that's old news. Right now, they are gonna ban axes, swords, knives, and even clubs. That's London for you. All those banned. But still, there are stabbings, there are shootings, there are even cannibalism. Crazy. And I'm European, I know.
Guns away. There's always going to be another weapon that someone can use, whether it be a vehicle, a knife, boiling oil, etc., etc., etc. Oh, look at these poor gang members getting picked up by the U.S. Marshals. He's an Amazon delivery driver. They live among us. You forget about that speed bump at 2 a.m. Okay. Okay. That's got to be an RC car, right?
Yeah, it's an RC
Ain't
car.
no way. Dude would be dead.
Yeah.
Is this AI? 3 pink seesaws were installed along the U.S.-Mexico border wall. Okay, just look how much dirtier the Mexico side is. Just saying.
Bill Burr is very angry with those of you who think that Snow White sucked and are making fun of Snow White.
For conservative people to act like they're not the biggest babies also is hilarious. Have you seen this? My people, Whitey, we're all upset. There's enough of us to get it going, trending anyway. We're upset about the new Cinderella movie. The actress playing Cinderella isn't white. There's no prince. They changed the story.
Dude doesn't even know that it's Snow White, not Cinderella. What happened to you, Bill Burr?
And why is it that the people with the microphones are so uninformed and so racist? It's like the whites this and the whites that. It's this crazy for Cocoa Puffs. Funny thing, you cannot say anything else. About any other.
What am I gonna tell my kids?
All of us making fun of them recasting Snow White as a not white person when it's literally in the character description. That's his suggestion of conservative sin. This is a dude who does comedy about the airline boarding processes. There's no one whinier in comedy than Bill Burr.
Why do you think that Riley
I
Gaines is
haven't
transphobic?
laughed about him
Well-
for a while.
I don't really understand the question.
What is
Liberal kryptonite, just asking them to expound upon their views and explain their signs that they're holding up.
she done that makes you think that?
Isn't she advocating against trans people in sports?
How does that make you transphobic?
Insinuating that a group of people should not be allowed in locker rooms or polite society, the ultimate conclusion of that is essentially eugenics. Where exactly is she advocating that they go to?
Have you ever heard her story about how she was in a locker room and a naked man with a schlong ripped it out into a girl's locker room?
And how terrible. And that shouldn't have happened. Absolutely.
That's what she's advocating against.
That shouldn't happen. That's what happens every time a trans woman goes into a woman's locker room.
Are you guys proud to be Americans?
Again, this is sad. In
I
Memorial
enjoy the benefits
Day,
that come with
you
living in America,
understand
but
that
I can't say that I'm always proud of
there are
what
people
America
like this in
does on
movies.
like an
It's
international
so
level.
disgusting.
My parents are immigrants, so I would say leaving their country to come to this country really did help me a lot, because I probably wouldn't have had as good as a life I do have now, but I would not use the word proud. I just am an American.
Imagine a liberal eating a delicious cheeseburger. Hey, do you like that cheeseburger? You know, I enjoy the taste, the nutritional value, the flavor, the texture, but I can't say that I like the cheeseburger that I'm currently consuming and will finish. Like, definitely, I'm gonna eat this entire thing.
Oh my God, Christina, you are one hot-looking man. Oh my God, are you freaking kidding me right now? That's awesome.
The filter.
Kidding me right now? Get that off. That's disgusting.
It was the
I don't get it. Okay, let's try again. The two main actors in the Minecraft movie, Jack Black and Jason Momoa. Generally speaking, well liked. Okay, the main actor in the Snow White movie, Rachel Ziegler. Generally speaking, well hated. And the other actor, Gal Gadot. Generally speaking, liked, but not as an actor. Right, that's the first major difference, okay? Fan base, Minecraft. Dedicated, huge. Okay, Snow White. I would be like nostalgic. People who are dead. The original Snow White movie came out in the 1930s.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Yep,
I'm not
they
saying
do
there aren't
that.
still a lot of people who are fans, but you wildly overestimated how many people wanted to see the new one. Most of them are dead, okay? Minecraft movie, you have a
Yep.
dedicated, loyal,
But it-
massive fan base, and you gave them what they wanted. In the Snow White movie, you massively overestimated how
I don't know about that. I mean, like, they keep on voting, so they might be out there. They might see Snow White too, right?
how big that fan base was, simultaneously did not deliver to that fan base and catered instead to dead people and news outlets. Do you see now? Should have made them blacker? Should have made them gayer? Should have made a movie about the founding mothers? Should have made a spin-off of Breaking Bad that's about the Salamancas? But we should make the Salamancas lose all the time and look really dumb in the show as a way to punish our audience for liking the bad guys.
Hell yeah, JD Vance on the range.
Oh, I
'Cause
saw
I'm
that
proud
one.
to be an American, 'cause at least I know I'm free.
Funny
All
thing,
right, yeah,
that's
good control.
forbidden to be.
Hey,
I might have
Tim,
a problem with YouTube.
this is how a combat
just
veteran
by
looks.
showing this.
You bum.
And that's just normal as drinking a cup of
I run
water.
into my son's bathroom, my 16-year-old, and I grabbed his beard trimmer. And I shave my beard, and I'm all up under my nose. And my son gets home from school crying, laughing. What? Dad, you shaved your beard with my ball trimmers?
there's like two factions in what I would call like the American left right now.
Kid Rock was here a couple of weeks ago, and he said, I want you to meet Trump. He said, I'm going to take you to the White House.
There's the reasonable people that are like, hey, we got to just stop being crazy. The Bill Maher's, they're like, we got to stop being crazy.
Lots of people on the left who will be like, how dare you talk to this man? I'm like, you know, I'm not playing this game.
Appeal to like rational people.
Means that
Don't
there's
go
only
all
one
the
way
way
to
over there.
You can't sit at my lunch table because I'm just not talking to you. Not talking to you, you lost the election. Who the fuck do you think you have to talk to?
Stick where most people are. And then there's people that, well, we got to go further left. Then there's people like, we got to take over Tesla dealerships. We got to light cars on fire.
It's one thing if you win it. It's another thing if you lose it.
You gotta start
kinda
talking to people.
Have to talk.
The left is like justifying spraying swastikas on cars. Like, this is crazy.
There's so much emphasis on red pill or blue pill. I think we need a purple pill where people from both sides can hear the opinions of the other side, not just completely shut them out. And to Bill Maher's credit, he's willing to actually talk with people on the right. He's actually willing to have a conversation.
No. Bill Maher, there's a lot of things that he says he listens to both sides. He doesn't. And I believe that maybe he would want to, but his handlers are like, nah, we're not gonna call this person, we're gonna call the other person. We're gonna be safe and call like Democrats to his show. And his joke writers, and yes, he doesn't write his own jokes, are more and more unhinged every time. The little thing that he writes, yeah, it might be a little bit for both sides, a little bit, mostly one-sided, but never got that where people are like embellishing Bill Maher. He haven't been funny for almost a decade. I just want I just turned on YouTube and TikTok and I find 10 million people more funnier than him. And they don't need to be hyped to do it. Let's put play. By the way, we are reacting to conservative vibes. If you like the content, follow him. Oh, that's so
How is he
cool.
sitting up? How is he standing? This is illegal, man. That's so stupid. Why am I laughing so hard at this, man?
That they come up with these movies like Snow White. They ruin the movie. And then you have this bitch. I mean, these are when actors and actresses talk, you realize that they're the biggest losers in the world. Now, the reason that we can tolerate that is because we don't know that.
They are the biggest losers in the world. They were in the Drama Kids. And now that they believe they are all that in a bag of chips. They are the goofy Drama Kids. Those kids that thought they were too cool to play Pokemon. Let's put play.
They read words written by other people, and all of their appearances are carefully managed. And
damn. It's like Robert De Niro. Yeah, he plays the Italian mafia. In real life, though, he's a complete cuck.
Yeah.
Choreographed. But when they go off book and they start telling us who they are, we realize they suck. These people, when just given the chance, completely everything. And if they would just shut their mouth, no one is asking these people to talk. No one is pleading with them for their opinions on anything, but they feel compelled because they're watching the people on the internet talk and get a following, being authentic, being themselves, or being some version of themselves, or whatever. That being said, these people go, oh, I'll do that. I'll weigh in. And they make a big mess. It's cocky. It's humorless. It's everything wrong with everything. Let's watch it.
And to everyone who hates when I win,
oh my God.
the winged victory came
He
to
wins?
the loop in pieces.
What?
And people still line up to see her.
Snow White went on the red. I think they still owe like $200 million just in order to break even. So they're gonna try to milk that through Disney X and all that for the next 2 years in order to break even. If Disney weren't an umbrella company that had Disney World, that had like the what was it? Disney X and all that. Oh, by the way, Disney X is gonna change names. X2X. I just find it crazy that they believe that this is a win. If they didn't have money from all those years where Disney was good, they would be toast. And I don't understand why people didn't get fired, like hard fired.
Someone has to put her in a cage. Someone has to put her in a cage. I mean, there's no other way to say it. She should not be allowed out. We put a lot of money into this film, and if you cannot participate in the promotional rollout, we're putting you in a cage. We're locking you in a room until you learn how to be...
Funny story. When it was the red carpet, he was in Japan. And she was in Japan, so there wouldn't be any reporters around asking her questions, and she wouldn't be able to shame Disney. This is a true story. Like, the red carpet gala of Snow White was in Japan for that.
With all my flaws, I hope at every premiere, people buy tickets. They're all crazy. They're all psychotic. It's insane. I mean, they're always acting. They're not humans. They're not people. They must be put in a cage for their own good. For their own good.
100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. The entire population is 370,000. So over 25% of the population went on strike. And I have some crazy news for you. The economy did not come to a stop, and it continued as normal. The only memo I got was that HR departments were getting no complaints for the 24 hours the women were on strike. And men were writing that they were really sorry women didn't get gender equality. But I heard one CEO said it was nice to finally get some shit done, end quote.
The first amendment that I would recommend would be this one. It's pretty straightforward. It's freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to assemble. I love it. It's not bad. Great. Moving along then. Second Amendment is yes, Tim.
Like, what if someone says something that you disagree with? Or what if someone says something that hurts your feeling?
It's not the government's job to come in and tell its citizenry whether or not it can and can't say something.
What happens if someone says something that's untrue? We're going to need a team of fact checkers funded by the government to identify misinformation.
The government would never fund fact checkers against its own citizenry. Not if the First Amendment has anything to say about it.
I give it 250 years.
So why don't we just put a pin in the First Amendment and move on to the second? The right to keep and bear arms.
But if everyone has guns, how am I going to stop them from saying things I don't like?
Wow.
Just saying.
What do you call two lesbians in a closet? A liquor cabinet. Amen.
Why would you say that to your grandma?
Because their peckers are on their face.
Hey, Mom. What does a 9-volt battery and a butthole have in common? You know you're not supposed to put your tongue on it, but you still do.
Oh, God. That's so bad. Why would you do that to your mom?
When I go to bed, I'm going to rip Jenna's panties off.
Stop.
No, because they're riding really hard and they hurt and burn when I'm in my butt.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Mom. Did you hear about the 2 lesbians that are suing the contractor that did work at their house? Yeah, he used nails when they wanted tongue and groove.
Oh, she liked that one.
Why do lesbians shop at Sports Authority? Because they don't like dicks.
My dad wanted me to ask you. He said,
would you still be a white supremacist if you were in a more diverse work field?
Do you think I'm a white supremacist?
I have no idea if you're a white supremacist. My dad has watched a lot of you.
Oh,
My
yeah.
daddy said you're a white supremacist.
Yeah.
He said
That's a nice way
if you
to
weren't
get your
out here
butt
preaching
off
hate and working on your
the
three-pointers,
frying pan.
do you think you would probably be better at that?
You should be ashamed of your father.
I'm definitely not. My father's an amazing man.
My dad said your dad is gay.
Yeah.
He cares about American
Your
citizens and
father
all of their
peddles
rights.
lies. I'm not a white supremacist. Honestly, shame on him. For someone that runs an organization called Blexit, do you even know what Blexit is?
I do not.
It's literally, we employ 40 black Americans that work in Atlanta, Chicago, and Philadelphia, trying to improve the well-being of inner-city black America. What has your father ever done for inner-city black America other than call me a white supremacist? And by the way, secondly, it's just so ridiculous. It's like, it's
black
somehow...
people for your companies or whatever you do does not make you a white supremacist.
What is a white supremacist?
A white supremacist is somebody who takes advantage and believes that they are higher than everybody else.
Do I believe that?
I have no idea.
Okay, exactly. And so there's no evidence whatsoever, and yet people go around sloppily saying, you're a racist, you're a white supremacist. It is so destructive to our dialogue. It's destructive to us coming together as a country, and there's nothing to support it whatsoever.
You're a Nazi. You're a white supremacist.
How? So thank you for your time, and shame on your father for peddling that crap.
Yeah. Are you feeling a little bit more conservative now? Drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Conservative Vibes.
Yeah, this is Conservative Vibes. If you guys like those, that was a little bit of a serious closing, but all the rest, I laughed really, really hard. That was cool. Hey, Nando. How you doing? Good? I'm just reacting to some memes. And let's put play, again, a second Conservative Vibes.
12-year-old man is accused of inappropriately touching a 12-year-old girl.
Can't believe. I guess they mistake the Chiron, but wow. What is that, local news? Crazy. Awesome. What's up? Not much. Building. Just relaxing and happy for this Memorial Day, you know? We get to enjoy the freedoms given by those who bled. And nothing better than to do that than just laugh about some freaking commies. So I'm finishing up
Welcome
the
back to another If You
RX-75.
Laugh, You're Conservative.
Donald
sorry.
Trump, send me home.
RX-78.2 -2.
I belong back to Mexico to see my papa.
You know what political party Abraham Lincoln was a part of?
Democratic?
No.
No.
Republican.
Really?
Founder.
Okay.
They started the Republican
I
Party.
find it funny that
Okay.
most
Guess
people
Republicans
don't
aren't so bad.
know their history. Then, if you want to send me an invite in the Discord, the Discord is Angry Hobby, same link. So I want to finish this RX-78 and I already have the next one. The next, let me double click this and window capture off to show you this little guy. So this is what we're doing right now. And this is the next one. Yes, I'm going for the trio. X-78 Gundam, now the 75 gun tank, and I still gonna need the gun cannon. But this one is gonna be like crazy because just the tracks is like 40 something of the same part. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you ask me. But so far, this little guy going further along. Getting the clear parts done, though, takes a lot of time. That's why, while I'm sanding away, I better react to something. Angry Space Hobby. It's my handle. Angry Space Hobby. Let's see. All pending online. How do I share this? Right? What's your handle? My account. Did I have a link where I can just copy and paste? Copy. Friends. Add. Paste. And there you go. And done. Awesome. So let me put the scream again. And we are gonna keep on reacting. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the follows. And TikTok, why are you giving me trouble, TikTok? Like crazy. TikTok is giving me like warnings for this. There you go. Thank you for the roses. Awesome. How is the sound? Is the sound okay? And done. Good. Okay. Awesome. Kick ass. I spent a whole lot of time trying to improve the sound compared to yesterday live stream. I just hope that today this sound is way better. Okay, and I'm gonna put play.
No.
Unless you like slavery.
What party was Lincoln a part of?
The Democratic Party.
Wow.
Lincoln?
Republican Party.
People really
Democratic?
don't know.
No.
Republicans had a very different outlook back in the 1800s.
Yeah, they weren't like the Democrat presidents like Andrew Jackson, who heavily advocated the Indian Removal Act of 1830.
Because they wanted to free the slaves back then?
Incredible that people don't
Was that
know
the Republican Party?
the
Or was that
history.
Just
Hey,
kind
hey,
of
Nando,
consensus.
leader.
That was the Republican Party. Yeah. It was like the Republican was pretty much the anti-slavery party. The Democrats were like the party of the KKK. Things like that.
Yeah.
Ironic how things change, isn't it?
Change.
White House government website, the Spanish version, cannot be found anymore. And in this little box that takes you to the home page, the words that they chose to use are "go home."
Oh, he did the nice meme. You guys know the nice meme? Just a second. Nice. Even I used the nice meme. Again. Nice. Ooh. Ready?
Emotional damage.
It's okay, I'm sorry.
He apologized.
It's my fault.
He apologized.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? That didn't upset me. But the Sorry.
Wow, what is that?
Calm down.
Wait, what?
She's
What?
talking normally, but she's yelling with her eyes.
Yes.
But they can't use that word.
Black people can't use it?
Oh no, white people invented it. It's cultural appropriation if you
Whoa!
saying the N-word, damn it. It's our word.
Would you rather go to jail the rest of your life or be conservative?
Probably go to jail.
Okay. Why?
But mostly because I'd much rather be in prison than be conservative.
You think it's that bad to be conservative?
Well, yeah. Like, have you seen them?
Are they weird?
Yep. I think borderline insane and cold.
When you see the other side like that, why would you even dialogue with him, right? So there is no dialogue. When two parts cannot dialogue, what does that lead to? One part has to be decimated in order to have peace, because there is no possibility of peace if there's no dialogue. This is crazy. This is Cuckoo from Cocoa Puffs. This is like, in this day where we celebrate our freedoms, we see people like this, like, they will only have peace when the other side is gone. Is that truly freedom? Or are you like in a jail made from your own fears? What was the name? I think it was Khan that said that humankind is a weird species. They build their own cages.
At this point.
Says the dude wearing 2 sets of rainbow sunglasses.
He's the best Trump of all time.
Yeah.
His Trump is impossible.
He's good. That was good.
It's the mannerisms, it's the facial expressions. I mean, it's just
And the jokes that he...
Tony, what an unbelievable experience it is. What a great show this could be. Instead, we got an absolute idiot here running the show.
Yeah.
Dude, his face, we locked eyes and we started laughing. I go, what the fuck are we doing, dude?
Like, it was crazy. That killed Tony. Now I want to see it again.
Something your wife might be better at if she took lessons. Sex. How long?
What? What?
No, you just don't.
Oh,
you don't say
no.
that out loud.
Don't know what she was thinking.
And the fact that he's famous, we all know now why, right? Diddy's trial is going on, and I wonder what allegedly happened. Allegedly. Oh, yeah. And it's really creepy. All that baby oil stuff, really creepy.
You said...
Oh, what if it's 0? There's wiser men than you, wiser husbands than you.
I think it's gonna be there.
No, she's not here. We went over this. You know, we talked about the game show, and there could be some answers that may not be in the favor of you, but that's not how I feel about you.
Watches at 0.
I'm trying to win $20,000.
Yeah, you think this the best way to win this $20,000?
Not my wife. Those men wife. Not mine. That's what they said. I didn't say it.
You ain't say it.
That's right.
That ain't your answer.
That's their answer.
That's their answer.
I'm speaking for them because we
You
good.
speaking for them because we good. Come on, man. Hang in there, baby. It's going to be all right. This the dumbest thing you could have said. Survey said...
Wow.
I was gonna go to class.
Hey, idiot, you absolutely suck at parking. Flip over to see the reason I need this.
Wow.
Reasons: parked over the line, taking more than one spot. Comments: I rubbed my nuts on your door.
Oh, that's magnificent. Give me 700 of those cards and I'll be happy.
I don't get this generation, man. The hair is like mushroom top.
The idea that he is trying to say that we have people that are trying to invade our country to commit mass crime is a crisis of his own making. I specialize in transnational criminal organizations. Yeah. That wall ain't gonna stop them. No.
The wall that you continued building.
Crazy.
To the criminal cartels in Mexico. You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
Hell yeah. And did he do it? Did he do it? Yeah, he did.
And he did.
Oh my God. She's beautiful. Really? The most beautifulest girl I've ever seen in my life.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Better than Beyonce. Tell me how this is cultural appropriation, but this is not.
I am obviously acutely aware that my presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a Black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all three of those to hold this position.
It's all about me.
How are we? Good to see all of you. It's an honor to be here with all of you. A lot of familiar faces in the room, a lot of new faces. And President Trump is back, and the golden age of America has most definitely
It's all about
begun.
America.
The Senate has already confirmed 5 of President Trump's exceptional cabinet nominees.
What?
The Marine Corps looks a little different lately.
A little bit.
Yes, Michael.
A little bit, I guess.
Never forget when Michael Jordan's mom's stunt double looked nothing like her. Can you tell when it switches?
And now give it some razzle-dazzle.
That's my mom.
It's a trap!
Nobody needs you to advocate for how difficult it is to use gender-neutral pronouns. Nobody said that the gender binary was easy. These are not my preferred pronouns. These are my pronouns. You will use them.
I will call you Zay Zer Herbie Derby Gerby if you call me Your Highness.
I was gonna say he beat me to the punch. I was gonna say my pronouns is Supreme Overlord. And those who doesn't call me for that, those pronouns shall suffer.
Your Highness. Or you can call me. If you call me that, we have a deal.
Wow.
We'll just drop them back off.
Most people would consider this unwearable.
What the hell is
Because even now.
Hey, welcome everybody.
It's a double V sweatshirt with an implied bottom pocket. It was found in a house.
Wow. He's really trying to sell that.
Exceptional dressing throughout, rust stain.
I wouldn't even want to touch that much more. Buy that? What is going on there? Let's put play.
It looks like he peeled it off a hobo.
Tina, it is 2-ply,
Yeah.
double face, which means that all that tasty distressing.
There's the stress, and then there's that, whatever that is.
Even though they have like tons of holes. I've been wearing this thing before the show because I really like it. Hoping nobody buys it so that I can keep it.
If someone comes to you and says, hey, I really want to buy this, what price would it be to get it out of your hands?
I have a price of $2,500.
$2,500.
Wow.
My brain refuses to believe there are 4 people in this picture.
Pay me to wear that.
Ah, okay. Comment down below if you see it. You see it?
I refuse to do it. You are to see.
Get off the fucking bus! Get off the bus, yo! Get off the bus! Oh my God, well, this is my fucking kid!
What? What's going on there?
Wow, that's crazy, yo.
Going on?
That's crazy, yo. That's not a kid.
That's not a kid.
It's a grown
That's
ass
a grown
man.
ass man.
He's got a purple big backpack on. What the hell?
Crazy.
What the is going on?
That's not a kid.
The lie.
But he identifies as a kid, and that's what matters. Okay, this is good.
Hey, will you give me just a second? Who? Hello? Who is this? How did you get Courtney's phone?
Crazy.
Damn.
Wow, crazy.
One more, Gary. The boats. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
Women, this is what gender equality looks like.
Wow.
If you can't do this, we don't want you on the front lines. This has that energy of the fitness influencer girls who set up their ring lights in the gym and expect everybody to not walk in front of their camera. It's a public space.
And I'm tired of go. This is the second worst thing when I go to the gym and I see those people doing that. The first thing is when they play CNN. Hey, how you doing?
Get over yourself, honey. High-end fashion company Jordan Luca releases pea-stained jeans for $800 and instantly sell out. Well, I hate to break it to you, Jordan Luca. I can have a similar effect on my old Levi's for about $0.
Hey, look, if you hearing this sound, bro,
Yeah.
post a good-looking firearm, bro. And also, if you see anybody using this sound,
Yeah, he got that cordless hole puncher out there.
Ooh, Milwaukee cordless.
let's start a trend.
Oh, that's
That-
cool.
okay. I usually
That-
don't like paint jobs on guns, but that is
Wow, that's Milwaukee.
This
I will
Marine
buy
proves that a
Milwaukee
Marine
now.
will do everything in front of the ladies. When he saw she needed a tissue, he didn't even hesitate to get it for her. And then this happened.
Wow, that's how they train in Australia. Wow, how
Yeah,
crazy
these
is
aren't
that?
idiot-proof guides or like bumper lanes and
Imagine this. 30 years ago, Australia was just like the United States. It was free to carry on the streets. Now, they have 60% more crime, but at least they have no guns.
bowling. If you're from Australia, you know why these are really in place.
This is a
Comment
real
down below
statistic.
if you know
60%
why
more violent
this is at a gun
crimes.
range. Costco tells TMZ they don't even sell baby oil after Diddy's lawyer suggested he had 1,000 bottles because he buys them in bulk from Costco. None of the company's U.S. locations carry baby oil.
You want to have as much sex as possible, but then I say if I get pregnant, I can kill the baby. That's really dark.
It's not killing the baby.
What? Killing what?
It's a clump of cells.
You're a clump of cells. I'm a clump of cells.
Oh, and that kind of remind me when I was a kid. Like my brother would say something. I don't know. Oh, this room is cold. Your face is cold. Oh, this steak is salty. Your face is salty. And look at the face like, oh my god, I can't believe, so offended.
Did you just call me a clump of cells?
Oh!
Look how offended.
All clumps of cells.
Oh, you know that's a BB gun, right? It's a gun, ain't it?
It is a gun.
Okay.
This is what most gun buyback programs are like. You got an old flintlock lying around?
Well, Emily, would you like to apologize to me for slavery?
Your barber needs to apologize to you for that haircut.
No, because I didn't own slaves.
The more you look into slavery, it's like majority of people, even in the South, did not own slaves. Most
Yep.
white people come from a long lineage of poverty and
Okay, why don't we talk about the Viking slaves? Why we don't talk about the Irish slaves? Why would, if anything, the Vikings were decimated. By who? Muslims. That's the real story. That's the real history of slavery. Crazy. People don't know.
Black people in the
anything
South
about
owned their
history.
own slaves. Let's talk about that. Or how about the slaves in Africa that sold them off to come to America in the first place?
people who were working just regular jobs. They didn't own massive plantations.
My grandparents were independent fishermen, so please tell me how we were these wealthy people that contributed to this horrible part of the past. It makes no sense. And also, I'm like, if you guys are so upset, shouldn't you be upset at your own ancestors who decided to sell you to America?
No, shouldn't you be upset about slaves that exist today? There are more slaves today than on those times. It's just because it's on other countries, like China, like Cuba, like communist countries.
America? Why are you upset with me? I wasn't part of the slave trade. What does that have to do with me today?
Literally.
I'm like on my way to work and now I'm responsible for slavery?
Usually you don't associate intelligence with someone that talks like this with a vocal fry, but she had some great points.
There was a company that employs OnlyFans models, and then they take a cut and they do all the work for you, okay? And they employ male and female OnlyFans models, and they both work 10 hours a day. The female OnlyFans models will earn $1 million a year for the company, and the males will only bring in $100,000 a year for the company. Should they have to pay both of them the same because it's equal work for equal pay?
Should businesses give more money to employees that bring more profit to the business? Sounds logical.
Or should they give more money to who's actually bringing money to the door, the women for the company?
This is 12K.
I don't know. I don't have like an opinion on like that kind of stuff. Like, I'm a genius.
I think you both know the answer. You're just afraid to say it.
Yep. No.
That
Like-
women should be able to earn what they earn and they provide.
We're looking at you, WNBA. Never turned a profit. And you want to be paid as much as Steph Curry and LeBron James? No!
What is the weirdest thing about conservatives?
They feel the need to be in everybody's business.
What's the coolest thing about conservatives?
Trucks.
Hell yeah, he gets it. Anyway, did
Goods
you
are
laugh?
second
You might
there.
be conservative. Please
Yeah.
like and subscribe to Conservative Vibes. I'm CV, and I'll see you in the next video.
Again, this is conservative vibes. Yeah. Follow him. Right now, I'm subscribing. See it all. Okay. Let's keep on. Okay, I seen a few, a little bit of this guy. It's a little bit like, I only see shorts. But the shorts I saw was really cool, so let's check it out.
Hey, welcome back to Fleck and Sucks, the podcast, episode 264.
What?
Today on the show, the media is trying to accuse Trump of being senile after years of covering for Joe Biden. Ironic. Then, this tornado lesbian dropped the ball in our Things That Got Ruined by Democrats section. Then in Urban Decay, we have a fat entitled black woman and angry black man section you're not going to want to miss.
Wow.
And last but not least, we have a double final page of housekeeping I know you guys are going to love. All this and more,
shorts I seen, I like it because he won't
the best
like...
news podcast of all time.
He won't
because words are just words
save the words. He will call things.
Words,
oh,
at the same time,
now I know where I know him.
Because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool.
Yeah, he's the spoon guy, the wooden spoon guy. It's amazing. Kick-ass, the wooden spoon guy. Blackus.
All right, 1 for 1 on the intro,
that's cool.
as always.
That's
Guys,
really
that doesn't
cool.
just show up one day. It builds little by little. Credit cards, car loans, medical bills. It piles up, and then suddenly, you're falling behind and feeling stuck. But the good news is, you're not stuck. You just need a reset. At American Financing, they help homeowners like you every day. They use your home equity and roll that yours to shape. Listen and /flex. Get right into our Friday show, Richard.
Okay.
We have a lot to cover.
That's what we're here for.
It's Friday. It's Memorial Day weekend.
You guys
That's
presenting.
exciting. Well, we
I
have
like
some plans.
the
We will tell you about them in the final page of
retro
housekeeping.
stuff.
Do you have plans?
I'm seeing Mission Impossible and Final Destination.
Oh, yeah.
So, spoiler alert.
Movie weekend. Yeah.
Big movie weekend. Mission Impossible, the final one, is coming out. I am a big Mission Impossible guy. Tom Cruise is a hitter. We'll be seeing that.
Tom Cruise is a hitter. He brings it every time. He never lets you down at the theater. So, very few people. Leo, Tom Cruise, nobody else. Right?
Leo had a few hit and miss.
I said one the other day. I forget. Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Oh,
He
Nick
takes a lot
Cage
of
is
shit roles.
All right, let's not get sidetracked. The show just started.
Okay.
First things first.
Got to save time for that double page of housekeeping. That double final page.
Wait till you guys see what we have.
Yeah.
I cooked. Well, let's get to some important stuff first. We're dealing with some palindrome dates this week. Can you give that a read?
Yeah, every day for the next 10 days is going to be the same backwards. So 5/20, 25, 5/21, and etc.
The whole way. So
Palindromes.
that's pretty interesting inside info. I don't know. You guys bet on that? I don't know what you do.
I don't know. I think you can see it coming from a mile away.
Well, whatever you want to do with that inside info, do with it. Let's move on. Speaking of betting, so you can bet on it. I don't know. Speaking of betting, there's...
I talked to him before this. I was like, let's start with something good today. And he goes, I have something for that.
I like the way they are presenting this, relax and just kick
there are
back.
prisoner parlays where you can now bet on which inmates from the New Orleans jailbreak will be captured by Friday. And every week it updates.
Yeah. And
betting, that's cool. That's a cool betting thing.
We sometimes fall short, bet ourselves.
We'll never promote betting, but sometimes we do partake.
It's stupid, but at least they're doing fun shit, right?
Yeah, and it's actually not as easy as a bet as you might think. Like, half of me thinks, well, the New Orleans police force and New Orleans in general is pretty incompetent. The other half of me thinks these stupid criminals are probably going to be hanging out in the French Quarter.
Yeah, they're sleeping on park benches and tucked into a T-shirt. You know how bums sleep?
Wearing the orange outfit still, wearing the pants.
But we are definitely trending towards the dystopian world in Back to the Future, where Biff Tannen has the sports almanac and gained all his wealth, and now we're betting on what sort of inmates we have no connection to will be captured in New Orleans. So,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
The move is, if you're a New Orleans person and you see them, or you know where they live, or you know where they're hiding out, you make a big bet, you call the cops, you snitch, it's arbitrage.
Exactly.
All right, let's get to our next real
cool.
story. Biden staff allegedly took money for pardons. This is not confirmed yet, but It is allegedly.
Yeah, staffers operating President Biden's auto pen were allegedly taking payoffs in exchange for pardons. This is just an accusation by Rep. Tim Burchett.
Who's a rep?
He's a congressman. He got elected.
He follows me on Instagram.
and so it's, take it with a grain of salt, whatever, but rings true meter.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding,
Rings
ding,
true.
ding.
Rings true.
It's ringing
Funny
true.
how there was so many
like
pardons.
the phrasing of this anyway.
Right?
Staffers operating President Biden's auto pen. If you have access to the auto pen, you can do a lot.
That's pretty good.
Including sell a pardon. So I don't know. We'll see. Waiting to hear. Did you hear somebody lawyered up or no?
I did hear allegedly as well that some of the staffers have already lawyered up for this situation.
Okay.
Which makes you wonder, when you lawyer up, do you call the lawyer and say, hey, I've been operating the Biden auto pen for pay and we need help? Or do you call and say, hey, I'm being accused of operating the Biden auto pen for pay and I didn't do it? Like, do you just tell the lawyer what you did and try to get off? Or do you have to lie to everybody and be a sick fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never lawyered up in that sense,
Actually,
in a criminal investigation or anything.
You can
But
tell
I
the
feel
truth
like
to
pretty
the
much
lawyer,
the best move
and he
is
might
to tell
choose
them
not to
what
defend
you
you,
did.
or
Say,
he might
hey,
choose
I didn't
to
do this, but we
defend
gotta
you.
get off.
And then the
right?
lawyer isn't like
But
obligated
if
to
you don't say
tell
the
the
truth
truth.
to the lawyer,
No, he's obligated
He
to
might be-
provide you a defense. And I feel like I feel like the one case where
He's
people
not
don't
obligated,
ever tell
but
the
he
lawyer is
doesn't
the
have
murder
to-
trial. They just go, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. And then eventually, I
you.
feel like maybe
I believe that
because you got to
if
imagine
he
there is some
tells
human
you,
element there where the lawyer, you kind of
might
say,
lose
yeah, I
his
did do it.
license.
I did this, but we can pin it on this. The lawyer might not try as hard. You know what I'm saying? Like there might be some conflicting. There's a human element where the lawyer, he goes, all right, I know this guy's guilty. I'm going to work on this other case. So you kind of maybe do have to tell him you're innocent. You're being set up.
That's a good point.
So
Well, keep an eye on that.
No. Some lawyers are deep bastards, and they want to feel like, oh, I'm the best. So what they're gonna do is be like, dude, I'm so good, I can like get people that are guilty off jail. I'm that good of a guy. You know? Let's put play.
That, guys. We have some good economic news, nothing crazy, but gas prices are projected to be at their lowest level in 22 years for Memorial Day weekend when adjusted for inflation.
That's the key sentence there. When adjusted for inflation, which has been the highest it's ever been in your lifetime.
When adjusted for the destruction of the dollar over the last 105 years.
Yeah, so bad. So, I mean, I guess it's good. We're trending in the right direction at least, but adjusting for inflation these days, it doesn't really mean what it used to. You're still getting smoked, right?
That's a good point. And
Yeah,
it's funny
last year
because
inflation
Democrats
was
are still mad about
8%.
this. And even when
Now
Trump does
it's-
good things, they're obviously still mad and
Was
like
it
taking the other side of it, even when it's
2.4?
defending like higher gas prices or illegal murder or rapists.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny to expose them with stories like this. But that won't stop them from lying, as we know. Obviously, they covered up Joe Biden for years and how senile he was and how brain-dead vegetable he was. And now, Democrats are trying to pretend that Trump is senile and mentally unfit because of this clip.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
That's it.
Just because for a second he like walked the wrong way and then someone's like, hey, this way, and then he just goes.
A brief interaction where Trump maybe went the wrong way and he covered for Biden 6 months ago. We're talking like 2 quarters ago.
Yeah, and Joe Biden was like falling asleep standing up and talking to nobody and shaking no one's hand. And they were like, he's just looking to the right.
And you know what else I'm noticing too? Jake Tapper's finally writing that book. We've discussed it on multiple episodes of this show where he's revealing the details of how senile Biden was and how he couldn't recognize George Clooney, all those little tidbits. And the left is attacking him now. Have you seen that? They're kind of attacking Jake Tapper and they're like, hey, it's in poor taste. He's not even power anymore.
He's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. So they don't call it out when it happens. And then after it happens, it doesn't matter anymore. But Trump made a slightly wrong turn during one of his many impromptu stand-up press conferences.
At this point, if you're watching the news, you love when people lie to you. You're like, lie to me, daddy, lie. It's amazing. And the fact that they still call it news. Like, yeah. This is like the craziest shizzle ever. Okay, everybody. This part is finally all cleaned up. Double checking. I think I have to do one more of ultra thin compound just to be. Well, let's put play.
He does basically every day.
Yeah, I like being on our side.
It's easy.
It's really a lot harder to keep up with the narrative when you have to lie and pretend at every turn and take the opposite of reality.
I know. And then I'm also very willing to admit it. Sometimes Trump is rambling. He just goes on a tangent. You know, that's what he's up to. He goes on a tangent. So we admit it, but, you know, for Trump to be senile, he has to come out with his pants off. You know what I mean? Using their standards. So,
or say, call my brother, who's like dead for 20 years.
Where's my dad? Where's my grandma? He's like 75.
That would be the only way I believe it. All right, we have some more FBI updates. Can you give that a read?
Yeah, FBI Director Kash Patel closes FBI internal watchdog unit responsible for policing FBI warrantless wiretap and surveillance misuse.
And then we have some context as to what that means.
Yeah, the agency can essentially now use warrantless wiretaps and surveillance without any oversight. An outside organization or government agency, not the FBI itself, should be responsible for policing and monitoring their actions to begin with. So they shuttered an in-house unit, an internal watchdog unit. So
that's interesting. So I guess the FBI isn't planning on arresting itself anytime soon.
I would say not.
Oh,
I would say
really?
not. And that's probably a waste of money, honestly. I don't really know. We're just hearing some bad headlines coming out of the FBI recently.
And I'm not black-pilled yet.
Yeah.
I want it to work out. I do have hope for Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. But just please,
give us a win. Give us a massive win pretty quickly. Huh?
Show us something. Arrest some
They're
people.
still
What are we
hiring
doing? It's been a long time. All right, let's get to our next
thing.
story. This I just thought was interesting. I didn't really realize this. N Wokeness had a tweet about 6 congressmen recently died in office. This is like as of this year or within a year.
Yeah, and I'm not going to read the individual names, but I didn't hear much about this as they happened. But a couple of them, one was May 21st, so that's what prompted the tweet. That was a couple days ago. And 2 other reps died in March of this year, and then 3 others over the course of 2024.
Crazy.
Wow.
All Democrats, too, by the way.
I don't know what makes something like that happen. Seems
Did they
like a lot.
knew
They're just
anything
clinging to
about?
power and like
Is
really
it all old people like Dianne Feinstein status?
Yeah, I don't think they're not getting poisoned or something.
Did they knew
It's
the
not,
Clintons?
some nefarious thing. I think it's just literally
They
old people clinging
might.
to power.
I'm just joking
And,
here, Hillary.
There was some Republican
Just
rep who
joking,
was, like,
Hillary.
founded
Don't
a
send your
assisted
bills
living
to
home.
me.
Yeah.
So it's not one-sided, but Dianne Feinstein was getting puppeted for votes, like getting poked in the side when it was time to say yay or nay. So
poked in the side that she can't even lift her arm. That someone has to come in.
Someone does this. She gets poked in the side. I'm gonna grab your wrist now. Holds it up. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just a bad sign. And then obviously you can't get Congress to vote on term limits for themselves. It's
That's
crazy.
a good point. All right, let's get to our next story, which is kind of the story of the week. Trump brought the owner of South Africa into his office with some media
Yep, it
and
is
a
the
little
owner,
delegation. And he
because
brought the
there
receipts.
is
We're not going to
no
play the original
way
clip. I'm sure you guys saw it. We'll play it
to vote
in the background here as B-roll. But Trump was bringing the receipts saying there is a white genocide happening. White farmers are being killed like systematically. You guys are responsible. You're not doing anything. And then the South African president, the delegation, and the media all kind of came out and said, well, it's not exactly that. That's not accurate. That's not true. Even our own media was doing that. So we brought some receipts too. Here's the president talking about taking white farmers' land and not paying them for it.
The question of land, the land of our forefathers and our foremothers.
And one thing that really disgusts me about that is that the media is saying, oh, the killing of white South Africans is 1% of all the killings in Africa. Oh yeah, what's the percentage of South Africans? 0.006%. So they are being killed at the rate 20, 40, 60 times of the people. Yeah.
Return to our people without any fail and without any payment of compensation. And it must happen now.
So it's not really, hyperbole. We need to take the land without compensation now.
Tomorrow.
And then we have a chant at a rally where everyone's yelling, "Kill the Boer," which means kill the white farmer. So that seems pretty
cut and dry.
Pretty cut and dry.
Pretty clear.
And then Elon, in the meeting, this is a clip that kind of went unnoticed. Look at him staring down the South African president.
Tremendous complaints about Africa, about other countries too.
He escaped South Africa. Otherwise, he would be
That's what
killed.
we're going to be discussing today.
Locked in.
When you say we don't take
He hates that guy.
Yeah.
Love to
Oh,
see
yeah.
it. So even with those receipts, the media still, even on our end, like our American media, came out and defended the South Africans and went against Trump, just to go against Trump like they always do. And this is how they reported it.
Explaining that this is not true. What the videos show is Julius Malema, the far left opposition leader of South Africa. His party is called the Economic Freedom Fighters, and it also showed former President Jacob Zuma. What Julius Malema was singing, "Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer," was an anti-apartheid song from the struggle against white minority rule in South Africa.
Can we
They've
start
explained
saying,
that this
"Kill
is
the
not
commie"?
a literal attack, call to attack and kill the farmer. Because
It's not literal. Kill the farmer doesn't kill the farmer.
Yeah, and then
I'm sure the South Africans are really good at dissecting hyperbole.
Yeah, allegory. That's allegorical. Said the 70 IQ guy living on the street who there's a farm and a car right
there
there.
you go.
No, that's
This is
allegorical.
pretty good.
And it's a double entendre as well.
Like this.
Yeah, they're really good at that.
Yeah, they're.
And that's the point where we're at, right? Where the media just kind of tells you to your face, like, what you see wasn't what you saw. There's some historical context that thus makes this okay. You couldn't possibly say anything like that in an equivalent manner about anyone else, but let's ignore that for now. Don't believe your lying eyes, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what the media does.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And then,
Kill the Boer! Not really doesn't mean kill the
Crazy.
Boer. That just means, like, there's a long history of oppression and colonialism, and this is a political thing, and we really need to band together.
Yeah.
That's the end of Kill the Boer.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. And then ABC came out. Can you read their headline?
President Trump and South African President Ramaphosa. That sounds like a Star Wars name.
Yep.
Engaged in a back and forth at the White House over Trump's unfounded claims of genocide against white, lowercase, South African farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there they are, just carrying the water. And then there was like a meme tweet I thought was really funny. Trump is wrong. Kill the Boer is actually a song about multiracial working class by Jennifer Leibowitzenberg, New York Times. That's basically what we're dealing with here.
And that's a meme, but that's basically what the other guy just said on CNN, right?
Yep, exactly. And then Cernovich had a good tweet that I thought summed up the whole situation well.
Yeah, this is pretty common sense. If the Afrikaners left, South Africa would starve. We don't have to guess. Rhodesia showed this. Rhodesia, which became Zimbabwe. All the whites left, and it's been chaos ever since. If everyone but the Afrikaners left, South Africa would be a Western utopia. Anyone afraid to state this obvious and empirical truth has no place in the modern right.
We're not afraid to state that, brother.
Yeah. happy serving with you.
Exactly.
Fund the Boer. Help the Boer. Isn't that kind of like the linchpin of a society? Is like these people who are going to help and make the country nice, and you want to just take them away so you can have like the car in his driveway now, and then nothing tomorrow. No crops next year. I don't know how to work the three-field system. I don't even know what that is.
Because
I just heard killed the Boer, and now I got his stuff.
And now I'm hungry next month.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of
Hold on. Let's talk about it a little bit. A lot of people are talking about decorum in the White House, Trump confronting these world leaders. He did it with Zelensky. He's doing it with South Africa now. Some people are like up in a tightwad little pussy take where it's like, this isn't what the White House should be doing.
Oh,
I think it's just a clinic. He's putting on a clinic. He's pointing to real problems, and he's showing that nobody gets a free diplomatic pass. Like, we're watching, and then, you know, the weight of the American military, our financial help, everything, all the little strings that we pull around the world, like, matters if you misbehave. So,
And he's helping usher in White Boy Summer.
okay. All right.
All right, let's get to our next clip. Speaking of anti-whiteness, some WNBA fans are divesting from Caitlin Clark.
I wanted to talk about the Caitlin Clark fandom as someone who is a lifelong University of Iowa fan. I went to the University of Iowa and graduated from there. I've been watching Caitlin Clark since she was a freshman in college. I put people on to Caitlin Clark before there was a name Caitlin Clark that was huge in the media. Okay. And I've had to divest from the fandom because I can't take the racism anymore. It's disgusting. At first, I tried to excuse Caitlin Clark's behavior towards Black women as just typical roughhousing that happens within basketball. I thought that Caitlin Clark was really doing something good for women's basketball and the WNBA in general, but my mind has changed on that. And
yeah, we get it.
We don't need her to keep yapping.
I'm going to zoom out here. I think if everyone goes on a carnivore diet for a year and gets sun, whatever's wrong with them gets fixed, including this person, gays, trans, people with Trump derangement syndrome, everything.
Okay. Yeah. I
think got a little brain rot she can kind of, get out of her brain.
I think it shows that it just worked. The obsessing over Caitlin Clark's race and all these black talking heads or black women talking heads on ESPN, they just like psyoped this woman. And I call it, it's an old bit, a level 5 susceptible. Like she just will take, oh my God, new stimuli, new opinion. I'm divesting from Caitlin Clark, even though I've been a fan since before anybody knew her.
Anybody
Change her whole
on
opinion because
WNBA?
of the peer pressure, right?
Yeah, and she's mad at like the WNBA fans too. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no fans. Oh, we're gonna divest from Caitlin Clark. What does that mean? Not go to the games?
right.
No one goes to the games. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and so for those of you who don't know, the WNBA just started back up, and Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, they had a game, and it got a little chippy, I think. Caitlin Clark had a triple-double. They beat Caitlin Clark's team won by like 30 or 40 points or something.
Yeah.
And it's become a weird racial thing, and like these black men are arguing about it on ESPN, the so-called sports network. They're arguing about like racial justice in the WNBA.
When people are just playing and playing hard. And keep in mind, Caitlin Clark's like the best woman basketball player of all time. We have a stat here, most 20-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history. Courtney Vandersloot has 10 in 430 games. Caitlin Clark has 9 in 41 games.
She's second place. She's gonna like long-term shatter every record.
She's
I've never seen this level of self-destruction from
what's up with
an
that?
irrelevant. We have been mocking the WNBA for a long time when they've asking for
Who
pay
hasn't
raises.
been
when they're
mocking
doing
the
this,
WNBA
and then
for a long time?
making demands like, well, we should get the same as the men as a percent. And Caitlin Clark comes in and actually gives people something to watch and something to talk about in a new fandom, and then is just attacked. It's like when your body. The white killer T cells start attacking healthy tissue. And it's like, no, that's my heart. I need that, right? Like Caitlin Clark is the one thing saving you, and then they can't have it because it's a white girl instead of a black lesbian who's hideous.
Yeah. Exactly. And she's the best player ever, and they're pretending the only reason she's popular is because she's white.
Which is, I even accept
Just
that it's
check
part
the
of it.
points.
Don't people like someone
double.
who looks like them?
Yeah.
Isn't that part of
points
it, right?
of whoever's in
and I think white
second
people are
place.
more likely to attend a WNBA game. I don't think the black people
Just
really love it
the
that
numbers.
much as a percentage of the population,
Even
right?
the numbers
You
of
could get a
assists.
discount on courtside seats and post it on your Instagram and not really show the full context that it's a WNBA game, not an NBA game.
I think my sister did that. She bought courtside seats for a Chicago Sky game or whatever they're called.
And you just post like the angle and go, oh, I'm at the game.
Yeah.
And then like wait and then post it when a real NBA game is happening.
Yeah. Well, she didn't go that far. She just went as a bit.
That's as a bit. I would do that as a bit.
I know. It's funny.
It's fun to
show up in like a fur coat, sunglasses on, courtside, kick your legs out.
All right, let's move on to our next clip that's kind of related. This is basketball related. It could have been in cringe, but you know how the WNBA is just like all flopping and it's kind of like soccer where they're just trying to draw fouls more than they're trying to play hard
Even
basketball?
soccer
that is now happening
has
with
more
kids
action than
basketball.
WNBA.
So that NBA style play is now being found in the kids leagues.
that was terrible.
The kids is flopping now.
And the stupid ref who makes $14 a game goes, "Yep, that's a foul." Now, I saw it on the corner of my eye, but that's a foul.
He went flying.
Yeah.
I saw it. All right, let's move on.
Bad sign. Bad sign for basketball.
Bad sign for basketball. We're going to get to some more kids' sports, too, in the final page of housekeeping.
Okay.
We have a good
I don't know if you guys know
intertwined,
this, but
show
basketball
next.
now
I'm worried about the last couple
it's
pages.
like
Hey, last
10%
we're almost,
of people
we're almost
who used to see basketball
Google has a new
10 years
AI
ago.
update where it makes
Nobody's
videos now.
watching
and
Google VO, I think.
and
basketball
it's pretty
as they
good.
used
We're
to.
going to play a couple of these
I
Google
remember.
AI clips.
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
Come
I
on.
don't get the joke, but it looks like you're in a real...
How do you not get the joke?
What's the joke?
It was a shit zoo. Shih Tzu
Shih
is a dog
Tzu.
breed.
All right, pretty good.
You write that down?
No, I didn't.
Check your notes, buddy.
I missed it. I
All
missed it. All right, next they do fake man on the street videos.
That's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time.
Oh, y'all gotta give him that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
It looks real.
It's close. It's you know it's not real, but it's close, right?
Yeah.
They're getting closer. I guess that's the warning.
They're getting closer. This next one tricked me, even the workout one. I don't know if this was from Google or what, but this was AI too. So you're working out. It's fake.
Wow.
But it looks real.
Okay.
I got
look
tricked by
real.
that.
Until
That
it
was gonna go-
crumbles into 100 pieces,
That was going to go in the adult injury section.
which is coming up.
And I got tricked. And then last one, AI video.
We can talk.
No more silence.
Yes, we can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk with accents.
Oh, I think that would be marvelous.
Yes, it is very fun. But
Yes, it is very
Or we
good.
get it. So it's very advanced.
There we
Someone
go.
tweeted that they used to make pharmaceutical ads, like commercials, and they would cost $500,000. And then they just made one using this new subscription, and they made it for $500, as good as the one they made for $500K.
Yeah. So
Yep.
So there's going to be a little reconsolidating and a little bit of a market uncertainty as things get to new levels with this technology. I think movies, same thing.
pretty much most of what you see is going to be AI slop in the near future, and you have to. I'm glad we're grandfathered in. People know we're real. Our podcast started before AI, so we're grandfathered in.
You can't steal.
I think
us
I'm real
and
too.
put us into
I'm
AI.
not sure
You'll say,
about
AI,
that, but
do a podcast
just
that
might
defends
be.
white people. And it'll
Yeah.
go, oh, white people
I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
white people don't really have a distinct ethnic culture, and no countries belong to them either.
Yeah, so it is obviously very advanced, and it might already be too late AI-wise.
I think so.
I think we're cooked.
We're getting close.
All right, let's get to our
Oh,
next story.
by the way, I
It's
have
kind
a
of about
thing
the
about the
economy, but
AI.
also about space.
guess what? Most of the things that you hear about AI is how what they say. It's people saying that the consumer is against the use of AI and therefore the companies will not be using AI. Are you freaking real right now? Are people freaking buying this? Of course companies are gonna use AI. They are with this negative connotation of AI in order to get the public not to use AI. This way they get a head start while they are enjoying the fruits of this new software. So yeah, they are gonna use AI. Let me put this here. Okay. Let me try again. There you go. One is done. Let me check the second one. I'm getting rid of all the lines. These guys are cool, but I don't think it's like super cool for... Okay, guys. Give me a second, be right back. And we are back. Thank you, everybody. This is awesome. Let me add a few things and okay. Now, I want to check this. Okay. This is the chisme part of the show. This is like going crazy. There are people who did some student loans and at the moment they believe they will never ever have to pay them. And crazy enough, they don't understand how a loan works. And they went to college to understand on how not to understand that. So let's check this out.
Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Financial Coffee Channel.
And the bottom of my casket will have a file cabinet for all these student loans to rest in heavenly peace. How much I owe in student loans? How much money?
Jeez!
I owe in student loans.
If you haven't heard the news, listen up. Student loans. 5.3 million of you may end up getting your wages garnished.
Yep. It's gonna be a lot of women, guys.
Is what people don't understand.
Because majority of women actually own student loan debt.
In the next 30 days or so. So the Trump administration just announced that all student loans who were in default are now going into collections.
And
So the
that
Trump
means that
administration-
they're
I
gonna
can't
get
even be
you.
mad about it because
You don't play
they
with
took
it.
these loans out, thinking that they're gonna make money or whatever it is. I'm sorry you made horrible financial decisions, but
Administration is talking about how they are wanting to garnish people's wages who
They
have
don't
not
want
been
to.
paying
It's
on their
already
student loans.
on.
Now, this is actually completely, this is funny to me.
Having a college degree doesn't make you smarter. Having a degree only shows that you are able to memorize and retain some information long enough to pass a test.
Is it true that they are about to start garnishing people's wages for student loans?
They are
Oh my
already
gosh.
doing it.
I'm gonna have to get in true prayer for y'all. I cannot believe it. Is that true? That's what I'm seeing? Oh my goodness.
women are barely surviving now because
That
a lot
used
of them
to
are
happen
broke, dusty, musty
normally
crusties.
before Biden.
Let's put this student loan garnishment in there and see where women end up.
Remember that for 4 years they had the majority, the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Then they could have passed something about this, and they didn't, because they needed something to be like, oh, you gotta elect us or otherwise we can't do that. 4 years they could do that and they chose not to. Ouch! Here we go.
I'm praying for y'all.
Anyways, I worked, blood, sweat, and tears came out of me. I cried a lot just to get through my undergrad. Anyways, I paid it all off. Now I'm in grad school. Understand that I have a little bit of outstanding debt. I had to take out student loans for grad school. I filed my 2024 tax refund. I didn't even know that they could do this, but the state
they could
Department
do that.
of Treasury,
It's a loan.
they came after me and they collected my state tax refund. I didn't even know that they could do that. The money didn't even come to me. It went straight.
Well, I mean, student loans are federal loans, right? So
they are loans.
Federally, they can come in and grab stuff.
Straight to the state. So if you think Trump is playing, he's not. Okay, come May 5th, y'all be prepared because he will garnish your wages. And yeah, I don't even have that much money, an outstanding balance. I have like $1,400 outstanding right now. And
that's
I'm going to have
good.
to take more out to finish my graduate program. But Daddy Trump ain't playing, so y'all be
Things have to get worse to get better, it seems. But
prepared.
I'm gonna keep posting about this.
I am very fortunate that I did not finish college. You know, when I was in Cal State Long Beach,
I didn't finish college
some things
with
happened
debt.
with my dad and the gas station, so I had to go and take care of things, and I kind of left college. Thank God. I wouldn't have used my degree. I don't use my degree now, or if it would have been using my degree now, and I would have been in so much loan debt because I wanted to get, to the
Some
higher
degrees
levels of masters and all those
good
things.
for
And it
nothing.
ain't cheap. So I was fortunate that I ended up failing out of college, or not failing out of college, but not completing college.
all day because this is I went and logged into my federal loan account and this is what I found. I graduated in 2011 with $46,000 in student loan debt. My loan debt is now almost $90,000.
Because you didn't
You
pay
didn't
it.
pay.
It
People
more
don't
than
understand
doubled.
how loan works.
That is... Now, I would be upset too,
interest.
but it's also, you put yourself in this position.
In that time, I've been a social worker that has made income-based repayments on my loan for years, and that has almost doubled. You want to know why people are pissed off about their student loans? It's not because we can't get anyone else to pay them for us. It is because you have set it up where we can never pay them off ourselves. And
But you signed the paperwork. That's the problem. And everybody kind of was told, college. And people signed those paperworks, and now we're in this position. Some were able to pay it off because they got good careers with and get degrees with their college money, and some didn't. Some they make normal money like everybody else that didn't go to college. But now you have
But let's
all
be
of this
real,
debt
social
on top of
worker
making normal money.
as a
And
career.
then you sit here and tell
Like
us into our face that we
librarian.
are lazy, this is somehow our fault, while cheering on banks and auto industries and Elon Musk getting subsidies of millions of dollars a day. Anyone who still doesn't see that this is rigged against us can get...
They think everything should be free. But as you know, there is nothing such as a free meal. I read somewhere that 2 out of 3 student loan debt is owned by women. Can somebody please...
2 out of 3, so
2 out of
66% of student loan debts is women. Again, guys, they're about to feel the squeeze.
Tell her that
Because many
recording
guys are
herself
like me.
screaming
They
and
were
posting it
in
on the
college
internet will
and
not save
working
her
at the same
from her
time.
student loan debt obligations. Do you
It just gives us more content to react to and make fun of.
guys know what her biggest mistake was?
I guess.
Getting $46,000 in student loan debt to become a social worker. Now, to be honest with you, I don't believe that a degree is required to become a social worker. Truth be told,
It's not. That's the thing. It's like librarian. You can be a librarian and you don't need a librarian degree. It's crazy.
a lot of social workers are useless. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And
A
they
lot
are mostly
are
females.
pacer pushers.
So I'm just sitting here thinking, what a time it is to be alive right now. If you owe money on your student loans, they're coming for you. They're going to garnish your wages, take your taxes, dip into your pension. Whatever you have, they're taking it. Like, you better go take your money out of the bank. No more direct deposit. Like, but cool thing, if you want to have a baby, they'll give you $5,000. It doesn't even cover the cost of the hospital expenses, but
no, but it's
cool.
a help.
It's just extra money that you should be covering yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like
the government is just assisting you in having children.
Distance.
Do you not want children? If you don't want children and you want children just to get the $5,000, something's wrong with that too.
We are so out of touch with reality right now.
And this is really pissing me off because I'm engaged and like how I'm supposed to pay for a wedding and I gotta pay for student loans. How I'm supposed to buy a house and I have to pay for student loans. It's either you save for a down payment or you pay off all your student loans first.
Okay, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Oh, what came first? Student loans or you buying a house? You chose what came first. When I was in college, I was working to pay my college. I mean, like, you'd sign the papers. You ought to understand, since you're college educated, on how loans work. I guess. Okay, let's put play.
Do you just want free money?
Yeah.
Women just deserve free money to do whatever you want, make
don't
horrible
understand how
decisions and
loans
still get
work.
away
What is a
scot-free.
loan?
No, the world doesn't work that way. And guess what?
Not a gift, it's
Trump
a
is
loan.
Putting accountability.
And nobody wants to stay in a high expensive apartment for life. Like they know exactly what they're doing. And we got to stick together. We got to come up with a plan because I'm not about to do this.
If your student loans are in default or you owe past due balances, May 5th is going to come quick. So they have said that on May 5th, if you are in default or you owe past due balances, they are going to start sending letters to collections. Another thing they're going to do is they're going to give you 30 days to start making payments. And if you don't start making payments within those 30 days, they are going to start taking actions to garnish wages.
And remember, these are all loans that are in default. So if you're current and you're paying your stuff, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right? Or you paid it off. But it's the people that didn't pay it off or just let it go because they thought, Uncle Biden is gonna just erase everything for them.
I don't know about you guys,
Biden
but I don't want
didn't
anybody
even
garnishing
try.
my wages because then they have control of what they can take out. I would rather just make the payments.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just curious, and it's been like baffling me a little bit over the years. Why do people that have student loan debt feel like they shouldn't have to pay that back?
My thoughts exactly. Imagine me buying a car, getting a loan for the car, and then be like, you know what? The government should pay my car because me getting to McDonald's should be a human right. This is like, I don't understand what people are thinking. People are not thinking. They're just going with the flow, right? Because this is, wow.
Right?
I'm just like very confused by that
Right.
notion. If I take out a personal loan tomorrow, I can't decide in 6 months. I shouldn't have to pay that. I just don't understand where that entitlement mindset comes from.
See, this is how I know this administration.
I think it's because when they were kids, everybody got a trophy. They are like, where is my trophy? I played the game, so I should get a trophy.
There's nothing when it comes to black women. We have no problem going back to school. We're already the most educated group anyway. So there's no
Can you
problem
tell me
for us
how
to add
a loan
another degree
works?
to that degree wall. You can't garnish our wages as long as we're registered in school. I'm already back in school. I've been a student at U of M.
So
for a
you're
little
not
over a
going to
year
be
now.
in that
So you went back to
40,000?
school to get more loans.
Yes.
To get more degrees.
It's going to be
to make the same amount of money.
$170,000.
So ladies, come
Remember,
follow me.
masters
Go
are
register back
way
in school.
more expensive.
Let's add some more degrees. And let's just stay in school until this administration changes, or hell, until we just feel like not being in school anymore.
Do you think you still qualify for loans when you owe this much money?
We're already the most educated group.
And you don't know how loans work.
We're not scared of school. We're not scared of education.
That doesn't make sense.
And we are definitely
That doesn't
not
make any
afraid
sense.
to be smarter than you. So let's go.
School doesn't make you smarter than anybody.
Having a
It
degree,
really doesn't.
and I have
Please,
2 degrees.
Let me know.
Having a degree doesn't
We can
mean that you're
do online
smarter.
study sessions if you like. I'm going to school for journalism and media.
Do you guys even hear this? Like, you know you owe money? You don't want to owe money anymore? Just go to school and owe more money.
Communications.
Yeah,
Y'all let me
doesn't
know in the
make
comments what y'all going to school for. Because
Any
before we
sense.
let the wages get garnished, we'll just get another degree.
You can't make this up, people.
Right.
So her solution is to get one more degree and a lot more student loan debt. Can somebody please explain to me how these women are supposed to be the most educated group in
And they're
America?
smart.
Black women love to brag about that as if it means something. Now, let me tell you what. They are not the most educated group in America. And most of them have useless degrees anyway. I mean, how come they are so educated as they claim, but they carry most of the student loan debt, most of the credit card debt, the worst and the highest car payments? College these days is not really about education. It's mostly about brainwashing and indoctrination. What's the point of having...
Can we talk about why is it that before college, on regular school, they teach you about how to collect money from the government, but they don't give you the basics from economics on how to build your own business, on how to be your own boss, on how to do these things, or even how a loan works. What is passive income? Come on, this is what should be teaching in school, along with history. People don't know. Here's all about history.
those degrees if they cannot even balance their own checkbooks? Shaking my head.
You show how old you are. Talk about checkbooks.
They really know how to just ruin your day. The U.S. government hates everybody here.
See, all of us, it all goes to hate. It's all going to horrible government, horrible Trump. No, he's just holding you accountable for the money you loaned out from the federal government.
Means you're
and you
free
didn't pay back.
To make mistakes, which
it's
you did.
called accountability.
No. As of May 5th, they're taking 15% of your wages towards student loans. Y'all, I've been ignoring student loans since I've been in school.
15%.
If y'all know how much I owe in student...
Oh, you're so smart. Black women are so smart. You haven't been paying it since you've been in school.
Wow.
How smart are you?
I've been paying before I went
y'all
to
would think
school.
I went to school to be a lawyer. And it's a degree that wasn't even provided.
Before I went to college, I went to work for 3 years. I gathered a little bit, and while I was in college, I was also working. Because I wanted to be responsible. And some people, they're super entitled. They feel like they deserve to be irresponsible, you know? It's their... If they are not irresponsible and have no penalties for their irresponsibility, is that really being free? Yes, it is. Let's put play.
In me a decent lifestyle. I was just living off vibes. So you mean to tell me I went to school and y'all lied to me? Y'all wanted me to go out there and do triple the work to get a degree. Y'all, I owe so much money. I'm in Texas, so we don't have state tax. 15%. Hell, you might as well go ahead and add 5 more. Add 10. Cause that's the state tax. I cannot believe this. I just had to pull over, y'all. My head started throbbing. I'm about to get a headache. They're doing this in a couple of weeks, y'all. I gotta go do deferment. I gotta go do something, y'all. We can't get away from this. People are even already saying that their credit score has dropped from a 700 something to a 500 something.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you're owing hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars and not paying it back, it makes sense that your credit gets affected by that.
Oh my God!
And I'm
my
in Texas,
credit
and I'll tell you
score.
what, I never received money from the
15%.
government.
Whether you have it or not, as of May 5th.
Always
So long
pay your
as you have
taxes,
money in your
never
bank account,
receive
they
no
are taking it.
taxes.
In fact, financial aid just called me the other day and I hung up on them. Not in the mood, don't have it. I'm living off life. I'm vibing. This man really said, you know what? Let's make the rich richer. Let's make the others poor.
You guys voted for him, but here we are. Donald Trump, as of May 5th.
Yeah, we did vote for him. He's kind of doing a good chunk of the things we wanted him to do, tell you the truth.
The Department of Education is gonna...
Not everything is good, rainbows and sunshine, I know that,
Yes.
but this kind of makes sense.
Fill it up.
This makes total sense to me, to collect what's owed.
Start involuntarily taking their debt from people that people owe them for student loans.
You mean that the student loans that was financed with other people's money that they involuntarily pay on taxes? So the government loaned it to you and now you don't want it back? Just saying.
If you have a student loan and you haven't paid since 2020 because you've been protected, or your account's been defaulted because you haven't made a payment in the last year or so, 300 something days, they're gonna start coming after your wages. They're gonna garnish your wages. Yeah, when you think you're gonna get paid every 2 weeks, expect almost either nothing or less than half of your paycheck. Just saying, depending how much you owe. Obviously, I wouldn't know, but you should. They're gonna go after your tax refunds. I don't know about anyone else, but I love me a good tax refund. So is anyone else not upset they're taking your tax refund?
But wages 15%. They went soft on you.
Money, and then you haven't paid back.
When you don't pay alimony, they can garnish even 80% of the alimony of your paycheck when you don't pay alimony. They are taking 15% off. I mean top.
Back since 2020, so like 5 years, you've been just sitting on tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars without paying
And
back,
interest
with interest accruing.
Growing.
Yeah.
And Social Security benefits. They're gonna start taking those away. They're involuntarily. Do you know what that means? They don't give a damn what you think is what that means. That means, oh, you're barely surviving on your paycheck. Oh, you're barely surviving on your Social Security benefits. Oh, you've been waiting for that tax refund for the last couple weeks. You're not getting any of it, apparently. You gotta pay your loans.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But this is what the president wants, so...
Can't pay back your...
It's all logical sense to me. And these women make it seem like it's like the most outrageous thing in the world.
Student loans? Well, don't worry, the government will get theirs. Because absolutely, I agree with this. The government's smart, they will get theirs, but corporations as well. As we know, student loan debt is not one thing you can typically discharge in bankruptcy. So unlike in the 2008 housing crisis, when people could just repossess your home, they can't really repossess their education. So yeah, they'll garnish wages and stuff like that. But I do have to wonder, especially as I see a lot of these out of touch rich billionaire CEOs talking about how we need to like up unemployment to get people kind of scared and like wanting to come back to the office. I wonder like if we see unemployment take another nosedive and things like that, they can't garnish wages they don't have, right? If we don't have...
So your idea is to go unemployed in order to show the government that you're not gonna pay your loans. Okay. This is like cutting your nose inside of your face. Wow.
Jobs, what can they garnish?
So you just want to live like bums? You just want to be homeless people that don't have bank accounts and just barter? Like,
this is for all the people that, oh, you're in a rough spot. Okay, assess the situation, draw a plan in order to get yourself off the hole, and follow the plan step by step. When you find a rock in the middle of the road, readjust the plan and move forward. That's how you do it. That's what play.
Confused.
Don't blame
Because like for the people
for-
I've heard from on this app, they're just like, well, what if I'm disabled? What if I'm unemployed? You know, like I just wonder for those types of probabilities. I wonder in their evil algorithm how they calculated that, and if they just knew like what their threshold was of like, yeah, we still got ours. Like, how are they going to protect their end even if they can't garnish wages? Because you know they're going to try.
Wait. You're
The
an
worst part
able-bodied
is when
woman.
you owe the government money, they are going to take it back. And here's how they're going to do it. So the ways they're going to be collecting on the student loans is through your paychecks. Yep. They're going to garnish your paychecks.
Just
They
like
can
any
take up
other
to
loan.
15% of your paycheck to pay back that student loan. Another thing they
Yeah, which obviously, you know, puts that other woman that's saying they're going to take 50% to all of your wages.
It's
no,
not.
it doesn't even
It's
make sense.
15.
15% of your wages makes sense.
can do is take your tax refund
Come
if you
on,
are
it's
expecting
80,
one.
up to
So
80%
maybe this
in
year you already got
California.
it, but next year if you're going to file for taxes and you usually get a refund because you got lots of kids, well, guess what? You're not getting anything back. Another
I'm sure there's a lot of men that are in this boat too, but again, 66% of student loan debt is owned by women.
Yep.
It's a major women problem.
thing that can happen is Social Security. So if you get Social Security disability, guess what? They can take that too. So there is no way out. If you owe student loans and you are in a defaulted...
I mean, they've always said this about student loans, that you can never get rid of it, that you always have to pay it back, especially when it's federal student loans. I was warned about this when I was growing up, so people still just sign it on the dotted line thinking that they're going to get a degree and make $100,000 a year right away.
status, it's going to
Yeah,
go into
it's
collections,
totally
and
unrealistic.
now you owe it no matter what.
By the way, just so you know, I'm not cheating on these women and on their degrees because I'm jealous of them for having a college education.
I have 2 degrees, and I'm telling you, a degree doesn't mean you're smart. I've been with a lot of people throughout my college days that they didn't study anything. They did everything through cheating. I didn't, but there was people who did, and they were okay with that. They all wanted like to go out and drink and do that stuff. Okay, but the main thing is that you reap what you sow. If I get a loan, I gotta pay that loan. Did that loan.
Not at all. I have 3 degrees, not 1, not 2, 3 degrees. And those degrees are not the easy ones to get. I have an engineering degree and 2 master's degrees.
Ooh,
One
nice.
in data analytics and the other one in finance. It's not an MBA, it's a master in finance, which is a lot harder to get and way more competitive. Now, my second master's degree, I only got it because I didn't get accepted into the PhD program that I wanted. That master's degree was just a way for me to channel my anger and my frustration stemming from my PhD rejection. And by the way, I have 0 student loan debt. The US military paid for all my degrees.
That's where I would say...
Thank you for your service.
That's where the military came in handy for a lot of men, right? I think the military was actually a very good choice for a lot of men. If you have no
women.
Some of you watching right now know what I'm talking about. My point is, I'm not shitting on these women because they clearly showed us that having a college degree doesn't make you smarter. Having a degree only shows that you are able to memorize and retain some information long enough to pass a test. That's all. Real knowledge actually starts when you practice what you learn in school.
On May 5th, they're going to start garnishing payments for folks who have not made their student loan payments. First of all, nobody get in my comments talking about, well, you should have known when you're taking out the loan. Right? Look, I pay taxes for a lot of stuff I don't utilize. But I have paid my student loans religiously for 9.5 years. When I got out of grad school, I owed $45,000.
What's the
After
problem?
paying 9.5 years,
Not gonna affect
I
you.
still owe $44,500. Some of us have actually been trying to pay what we owe.
No, you haven't.
I don't think you're trying to pay it well enough. Like, that's the thing, you're paying bare minimum.
Some of us did read the
Barely
fine print.
the bare minimum.
Some of us do want to pay our loan, but it
That's
is not
the thing.
cool to
No, you're not trying to pay your loan. You're paying bare minimum. That's why it's not covering interest.
have a government that is
Yep.
willing to put and continuously put high interest rates for education on these loans so that you have a
Well, because education costs money.
population of highly educated people who can never get out of debt, or a population of people who really want to get a degree and who just can't afford to do it because they don't have the money now and they can't afford a high interest student loan.
Do you realize that's how it was back in the day? And
Yep.
only people that had money for college was able to go to college. It was just
There's
that.
tons of way for you
You know,
to
the
pay
student
your
loans
college.
and all these things weren't
though.
really a thing until more recent. So
Now, to be frank, I think education should be free. I think loans should be forgiven. But we
women
also
think everything
have
should be
a
free.
government that can't keep together.
Okay, can we talk about how education went hit ever since the government started wanting more and more people to go to those education facilities? They cannot even tell me what a woman is at the moment. It's like crazy. They believe that might is right. If they are more violent, they will get their way. Did you ever see, like, last year's like debate? It's hideous debates now. They cannot even talk properly. They don't even. Debate club is a joke now. So yeah, there's that. Many things that school does, hideous. The best thing you can do is homeschool your kids. And if you can't, local school.
So every time I try to enroll in one of the programs for paying back, or I try to enroll in auto payment, a week later I get an email that's like, sorry, this is on hold. So for the past 6 months I've been trying to pay, but because y'all can't keep your together, you're gonna garnish my wages?
So the Trump administration is
So you said you were paying this whole time. That means they're not going to garnish your wages because you're not in default.
talking about how they are wanting to garnish people's wages who have not been paying on their student loans.
No, people
Now
were
this is
scared
actually
by the
completely
media.
this is funny to me, but also the fact that he is now going to garnish your wages if you have not been paying on your student loans. Why do you guys keep voting against your own self? He has not once fixed the grocery prices, and he has not once fixed the gas prices.
How much you pay for
All
eggs?
the things that this man said that he was going to do to you guys and
Gas
for you
prices are
guys
actually
has not
nice.
done. The only thing that he has done is
It
mess
was
with our stock
$2.41. I
market so
just
the
fill
rich get
it up.
richer. I think that that's so funny.
How
I
much
think
was
it's
under
absolutely
Biden?
hilarious that we're in now this administration who
$3.29.
also likes to leak war plans. And not once
No,
has
thank
this
you.
guy done anything to benefit the middle class Americans or the young up and coming students or adults. Because we all know that living right now is hard. Rent is really high, groceries are high, gas prices are high, insurance on cars and homes is very high. So how is he going to, how do you guys feel about him garnishing your wages, which is probably going to be
I'm
a
okay.
big
I
chunk of your
paid
pay?
mine.
It's like they don't understand that they owe money.
Yeah,
That they're
they
in
don't
the
understand
wrong.
the basic
Right, it's
of a
just,
loan.
Why are they trying to take money from me? I'm doing everything I should have done. I'm a good person. You know, I got a college degree and, you know. No, you had responsibilities for getting that college degree. You signed that responsibility and now you choose not to take care of it. Now the government's saying, no.
Paycheck, and also taking away your taxes that you guys love to talk about. Your taxes. Oh my God, my tax bracket that you guys were never a part of.
Color me confused. But I've been seeing a lot of videos about how the government is going to garnish your wages with your student loans, and you're going to lose this and that, and blah, 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 and how horrible it is, and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And while I agree, yes, it is terrible, this is not new information.
Nope.
This has been going on for years.
Yep.
And years and years. I know this because when I graduated college, I had to start paying my loans back. And I'm like, nope. Because I was in my young 20s and stupid.
Yep.
And
Really
couldn't
stupid.
really afford, you know, all the things and whatnot. And so I tried to...
And I don't blame her. I blame the school because the school didn't teach her any financial knowledge. Tested schools at the moment. I mean, like, if you want a smarter group of people, teach them history, the real history, not this like, oh, black people were the race, was the slaves. No, there's also many other countries that were completely enslaved. The Slavs, for instance. The Slavs, they got their name because they were slaves. Actually, the word slave came from the word Slavs. It's basically Northern Europeans. Okay. So, schools should teach you about economics, about real life economics, on how to get you in a better position to move forward, even if you earn a lot of money or if you earn a little bit of money. Instead of that, they are teaching you that, oh, you can get food stamps if you did do this. Can't believe it. They will teach you how to get food stamps, but they will not teach you how to basic finances. What does it mean to get a loan?
And I deferred them, and then I let them default and all of that stuff. And I got a very angry letter one day after, you know, some time. And it was like, we're going to garnish 15% of your wages. We're going to take your taxes, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that if you don't start paying us. So let's set up a payment plan. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I was finally like, oh, heck. Oh,
I actually have to take care of my own responsibilities.
oh, heck. Okay. And now, like, I've been paying my loans for a couple of years, stopped during COVID, because, you know, COVID, repaying them now, not to sound like a conservative, but
You definitely are not conservative.
if you borrow money, honey,
think a little bit
from the banks, they're gonna make you pay it back.
Oh my
Granted,
god!
do I agree with their horrible tactics?
Oh,
No. Do I think
horrible.
that my interest rate is absolutely astronomical and through the roof, and I'm paying?
I wonder if she will say it's horrible taxes when the men don't pay child support and they garnish the salary of that man. Then it's like validated, right? Always about perspective. If it is in my side, it's okay. If it is in your side, it's bad.
I agree that a lot of these people's interest rate is astronomical. I can believe that.
More in interest than I actually am, than I like fucking borrowed. Yeah, that's insane. Like, maybe lower your interest rates, but I'm also under the total like understanding that if I borrow,
I actually, I'm in that. Like, lower the interest rate a little bit for these people. I don't think you need to be making this much profit off of people trying to get an education.
money, I have to pay it back, especially
We'll
if I'm
raise the
just
interest rates, though.
at the point of defaulting. that
So,
they're
Bubba.
threatening to garnish my wages. Like, this is, again, it's not new information.
not.
This is not new information.
it
This has
before.
been going on for years and years. I want everyone to stop and relax and stop trying to spread, just make it sound scarier than it is. I
Yep.
mean, getting your wages garnished is scary, but it's not like this is some new sudden turn of event type of thing. This is
Just
what has been happening
Conservative.
for years.
She
Next,
has a
you
level
will
head
see
on her
there's
for
only two
being not
genders.
conservative.
Again, years. So if we could just like stop making it sound like another thing and another thing and another thing in the world, in the government, in America, and the
president.
Like you're all making it sound so
That's
much worse than it actually is. Like, honey, this is not new. I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. This is not new information.
It is funny how women love to play victim, when it comes to this, but then they also love to say, "Oh, I'm so college educated. I'm more educated than men are. We're smarter than men."
Is it really? Is it really? Do you understand how loans work? Okay, we are reacting to the Crowd Time Pod. The Chow Time Pod. Sorry about that. The Chow Time Pod. He does financial education. And I think everybody needs some. Even me. I'm not born knowing it all. Times change, financial educations continue. And I believe that if we're gonna make a difference, you gotta know your options. Maybe this way I can afford even more Gundams. Okay, let me check this out. This one seems to be a good one. What are we gonna see now? Ah! Oh. Just a second, let me double check this. Turn off the window. Try something around here. The last part of this. Inviting co-host. Nobody wants to play with me. One last time. And let's see. Oh, echo.
Oh, yeah, that's my fault, Angry Hobby. Give me a minute.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna have to turn the volume on mine down all the way.
Oh, you don't use a headset. You don't use a
no,
headset.
I do not have a headset.
Okay. Might be me.
Give me 1 minute here. I'm going to put this miniature down.
Can you hear me okay?
I'll be back in half a second. I can find a headset.
Okay, background music. Two? Oh, it's okay now. Yeah, I have a little bit of echo. Ooh, something fell?
Let's see if I can get my PC to hook up to my earbud.
I can hear you fine. Now there's no echo. Now I don't know why I'm remembering when I was like a teen. I don't know if you had a Mega Drive. There was a game named Echo. There was a dolphin. Every time that I hear Echo, I remember that game. It wasn't that good, but I spent a lot of time with that game. Can you hear me alright?
There we go. Did that fix it?
Yeah, I don't hear any echo, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. I hear you A-okay too.
Earbuds.
Yeah. When you're dealing with microphone, it's better.
Your microphone's a little echoey.
Still? Okay, let me test something. Audio mixer and just... And now?
That should be better,
Oh, yeah. So
there is a noise suppression setting in your
no,
microphone.
it's not
but-
that.
Yeah.
Going around with the computer in order to get sounds. For instance, I have memes, but now you won't be able to hear the memes. For instance, I don't know, this meme. Is it?
Nice.
You didn't hear that, right?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, I had to shut it down because...
I heard that one.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, emotional damage. Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, so it's working fine. I just removed like one channel that was plugged into the background of, I guess, the music. I'm using OBS in order to make everything work, so I'm connecting OBS to the TikTok live stream studio, and there's iffy stuff when you do that. You know?
Yeah, I've got OBS as well, and it does some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't quite figured it all out yet, so I'm just using Live Studio.
I'm thinking about calling it exercise in order to get all the kinks out. That's really a pain.
An exorcist?
Exorcist, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
What did
It's
I
okay.
say?
It's okay.
I think exercised. Exorcist.
Yeah, the priest.
Yep.
With the pea soup vomit and the head turning around backwards, right?
Something like that. Get all the demons out of TikTok Live Studio. So, what is that build? Tell me, my man.
I am currently working on some Valkyries for a game called Conquest First Blood.
That's cool. I know Conquest. I know Conquest. Never played it, but I seen people playing it.
Yeah, it's
Those are metal
it's
minis,
a good game,
right? Isn't
Sorry?
Are those metal minis?
No, these are plastic.
Plastic?
Yeah, plastic.
Oh, so then.
So similar to what the Gunpla is made from.
Oh. I'm confusing the games.
And then this one here is resin.
Oh, I see.
What are you assembling there?
Granddaddy. This Granddaddy is special edition. It's 40-year anniversary. Granddaddy.
RX-78?
Yep. But this is like clear. So you can see the inner workings.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a pain because sanding the clear parts, it's a lot of steps.
Yep.
I
You
go.
couldn't just use files for that, it'd leave marks.
Yeah. Not only that, I go 800, 1,200, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 12,000, and then I gotta use these two compounds in order to get the clear without scratch surface. Just all in the day of Gunpla building. That is making this build so slow.
Because everything of mine ends up with paint on it. This is my files.
Yeah, this one you cannot. I guess you could paint, but then the gimmick of the set will be gone. You know?
Yeah. There's probably some ways you could stain some of the parts if you didn't want it to be the original colors, but that would still be difficult.
Did you ever build Gundams over there?
Yeah, I've actually got a bunch of 30-minute missions.
That's cool.
And a couple of 30-minute sisters as well.
I have a Warhammer thing here that I still haven't assembled. It's on my backlog. I play Warhammer though.
I don't think anyone actually plays Warhammer. I think they just have miniatures in their backlog.
What do they say? Like, you don't play Warhammer, you just collect them. And then about Gunpla, they say that everybody who has Gunpla has two hobbies. Building Gunpla is one, but buying Gundam is the second hobby. Because you buy more than you build that backlog.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
just dropped by to say hi. Won't be here too long though, unfortunately. Like 20 more minutes. Be 25.
Yeah, that's so good.
To be with Mrs. It's awesome too. Oh, check it out. You wanna see something cool that I did with OBS?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a green screen.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Now, if I want, I can put videos here.
Yeah.
And be like reacting to stuff.
That's rad. Oh, I actually have more Gundam as well because I was collecting the Iron-Blooded Orphans high grades.
I think the first.
But you can only assemble Barbatos so many times.
I wonder when they're gonna do a master grade of Barbatos.
There is full mechanics of Barbatos.
There is a full mechanics, but there's not a master grade.
Oh, I count that pretty much the same thing, right?
Kinda not. The thing about the full mechanics is that they use an inner frame that all full mechanics have. And I think that because Barbatos had that visceral thing, a lot was lost. Like the proportions ain't quite Barbatos like. You know?
Yep, I understand that.
Maybe a perfect grade, maybe a master grade.
Actually, if you want to see some really, really cool painted Gunpla, one of my favorite miniature artists at the moment did some Gunpla, and I think he did an RX-78.
Oh, that's cool.
He's a Filipino dude called Don Suratos.
Hmm? Too bad that TikTok don't allow us to do like links.
Sorry?
You know that TikTok don't allow us to do links, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish we could just like link to stuff like that.
Oh, look, it's the same as I've got friends that I want to show pictures of my cats to.
Hmm?
I'd love to just be able to inbox my friends with like, here's my cat.
Yeah.
Go on, ask me how many cats I have.
I wonder.
The answer is too many.
I was gonna say 6.
More.
More? I'm a dog person, dude.
I have 3 dogs.
You know, in the psychology of the cat owns the house and he allows you to be in the house and feed him.
No.
Yes, that's the cat psychology.
That's not quite correct.
Okay, guess what? Cats don't meow. They meow only to humans. They don't meow to other cats. And they meow to humans because it's similar to the noise a kid makes in the ears of the cat. So they are like trying
So
to get.
that was a theory brought forward about 10 years ago, but that's also been debunked.
There are images of cats like interacting with other cats without any humans around, and there's not meows. It hists.
So kittens will meow to their mum.
Uh-huh. When they are kids.
It's just meowing is a less common behavior in older cats.
But they want to look always like they are kids. So they meow to look cutesy.
Yeah, same with dogs though. Did you know dogs evolved the ability to move their eyebrows to communicate with humans better?
That's a good boy. I kind of heard that before. A lot of communication of dogs is like physical communication. Not so much sound. Okay, let me do this. And this is correct. What do they say? Measure twice, cut once? Something like that, right? Oops.
No, isn't it measure once and then just pray you don't screw up?
Yeah, I thought so. You know what? The one thing that you don't want to hear at a surgery table? Oops.
I think the close second to that one would be La Concha de Madre. I don't really speak other languages other than English, but I swear in a bunch of different languages.
Oh yeah. That's how you start learning another language. You start swearing. I don't know anything about Japanese, but I can swear like a sailor.
I have cousins from Chile, and they taught me how to swear before how to say anything else.
Okay, their country in their own language means dick.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, like, it's their language. It's their country. It's... Who came up with that word for...
Oh, I recently found out that in Filipino they have a bunch of foods that are just named like swear words in Spanish.
Uh-huh. I know 4 languages. You know, one of the languages that I just couldn't study was German. It's just like crazy German. Imagine, you want to...
Du sprechen du Deutsch?
Niet. No, niet is Russian. Nein.
Nein, das ist mein Hamburger.
Okay, guess what? If you want to talk something soft, like, I don't know, when you say I love you, there's all this softness around it, right? When you say it in French, it's je t'aime. When you say it in Spanish, it's te quiero. in Portuguese is Eu te amo, so soft. But in German is Ich liebe dich.
Ich liebe dich.
What? How?
Yeah, that's I love you in German.
Why? Why? It looks like you're gonna tear somebody's eye out with such brutality.
My grandfather is from Czech Republic.
Uh-huh.
And their language is even harsher.
They
like
have...
Chiska is... Ooh.
They have beautiful countrysides, but just speaking to one another is so much stressful. Some parts from this kit annoys the bejesus out of me.
Do you want to know how to say I love you in Russian? Or was it Ukrainian? It's Yata Belublu.
Yata de Blubu?
Yate?
Yate?
Be?
De?
Lublu.
Lublu. Yate de Blubu. Lublu. Yate de Lublu.
That's what I was told.
Okay, did you get a second opinion from somebody? Because we might be saying
It's
something
my
really
friend's
bad.
grandfather.
Well, you know there's people out there with Chinese letters tattoo and it says ramen, right? So...
Oh, I have a friend that has
pork stew.
Idiot tattooed on his neck in Japanese.
So yeah.
But he did that on purpose.
Well, at least he assumes, right? At least he's conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missed a part.
One of the weirdest tattoos I ever saw was, you know, the Disney letters, right? He tattooed with the Disney letters the word "this" in his knee. So he has that in one knee and this in the other knee. Get it? That
right.
knee and this knee.
Yep.
That was different.
That is absolutely fantastic.
By the way, where are you?
I am in Sydney, Australia.
Oh, it's really late where you are. Or early. Oh, depends on how you see it.
2 p.m.
Oh,
not
2
not
p.m.
quite 2 p.m.
Oh, I thought it was 2 a.m. I got all confused now. Here is Texas. It's 9:38. What is that shaking?
Oh, it's my paints have ball bearings in them.
Okay, okay, just playing it safe. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I use a massage gun to shake my paints.
That's smart. Instead of paying $500 for a paint shaker, Oh, I got it.
I've also got this one, but I don't like the way this one works. So you kind of...
Yeah, press it down. But I mean massage
Yeah, but it
gun,
doesn't shake it very well.
I also
Because
put...
you think the little paint shaker that I just showed, it sort of just does this.
Yeah.
Like, very
And
fast,
you want to
but...
go up and down too.
And the massage gun does it like this.
Yeah. That's smart. I gotta try that. Oh, okay, now I'm gonna show you one tip that I just got this week. You know what this is?
Disposable brushes?
Yes. For the to picking your tooth. But this is rubber. And it has like tons and tons of mini filaments. It's awesome to clean stuff up. It's super soft.
Nice.
This is technology to replace the good old toothpick. We went for this to the 21st century now. There's still need for toothpick, but... And this is $1 for all this. I'm gonna use this for like 3 years. All those. Because they are also washable.
Yeah, we've got one similar to that have dental floss on the end.
This is basically rubber dental floss.
Yep.
So, do you play, like, or just build for other people?
I meet up with my friends every now and then, and I play. Yeah.
I wish to find more people in my
So these
area.
particular ones are actually really easy to learn because there's a whole app that has all the rules on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Gundam's getting a miniature game soon.
I know, I'm being like crazy. When is it coming out? I think it's only coming out at Christmas because to get a Christmas rush. But I'm like, I want it now, you know? I'm like finally gonna get something Gundam that's gonna be like... Because if I go to a hobby store, everybody's playing, but I do Gundams. I don't play. So it kind of looks like I'm the antisocial guy there.
See, I just wish that they had made the miniature game just for gunplay instead.
Mm-hmm. There is a game for the Gunpla, but the thing is, this has so many moving parts, it's scary to get it out of your home. I don't want to lose an antenna. I don't want to, like, you know, this can come apart easily. So the fact that they did minis, they're static, it's easier to transport. There is a game that you can play with the minis, but one, you need a huge ass table, or you play it on the ground. And two, it's scary. You don't want to damage the minis.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that.
These guys are kind of big, you know? I'm wondering if they're gonna do a Pokemon
You know,
tabletop
a lot of
game
miniature
too.
games have some larger miniatures as well.
Yes, but they are not.
So I
They
showed
don't
them
move,
before to
right?
one of my followers. Give me a second. Ugh. So there's that one. That's bigger than some Gunpla.
I would say
And then you
bigger
got that one
than
that's
a
way
high
bigger
grade.
than Gunpla.
Yeah. If you remove the sword, I don't know though.
And what I've done with this one is I put magnets in the waist so that I can transport it.
Uh-huh.
So you could do something similar with Gunpla. Oh yeah, I also had that magnets on too.
There are people who modify their Gunplas so they don't have like the pins to, like for instance, there is the grenades that you put on the skirt of the Zaku, or imagine the tomahawk, right? From a Zaku, you put magnets on it and it just sticks there, and you don't need those pins that you stick on the sides. But usually we don't like remove the pins from the articulations in order to put magnets.
Yeah.
It's more to do some other stuff. I haven't been messing up too much with magnets.
So one of the things with magnets is you need to get good with a drill.
Mm-hmm. I do have a manual drill and I do use it from time to time, especially for instance, let me show you here. Now this is the skirt of a Zaku that I'm about to paint. This is like vents that I created. What I did is that I did 2 holes with the drills and then I united them. Make the vents, the air vents.
Yep.
So I've been using a manual drill for a little bit. But still.
Oh, hi Volpe. Sorry, one of my friends is just
Awesome.
jumped in.
I need to go. It's my time. But it was nice to talk to you, dude. All the way
Oh,
over
good. I hope
there.
you have a great day. Night.
Night. It's night here in Texas. You're still
It's
gonna
nighttime there, isn't
build for quite a bit, right? By the
Yeah,
way,
I'm going to be on here painting for a while, so.
By the way, being streaming not only on TikTok but YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, all that good stuff. Telling everybody to follow you, okay? You only have TikTok, or do you have
Sorry?
other?
I've got TikTok, I've got Twitch, and Insta.
Awesome. Well, have an awesome day, my man. How do I
And
turn
you have a
off
great
this?
night.
And now I don't know how to turn this off. Wait, I got it. It's just that TikTok app is being slow again. There you go. And bye. Okay, and for everybody that was seeing me, thank you so much for coming. And this is about the time that I need to go and rest up. Tomorrow is another day of work. We did do a little bit more progress on this Gundam. Been really a lot of work to do everything like I want this to be, like getting everything to a certain standard, a certain, you know, look. Like thank you everybody for spending some time with me. And this is Angry Hobby logging out.